Chip. I don't care what you do, you better get some paper out there, huh? Chip, Sonny. Yeah, got my mind on my money. Yeah, my money on my mind. Yeah, got my mind on my money. Yeah, my money on my mind. Yeah, I'm always on the grind. Yeah, I'm always on the grind. Yeah, got my mind on my money. Yeah, I'm always on the grind. Yeah, I'm always on the grind. Yeah, got my mind on my money. Yeah, let them hate while I get this pay and formulate.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I got the one and only Sonny Lucas here. Harlem raised, Harlem bred, Harlem fed. You already know what time it is. I got my boy right here. He's promoting his music. My man is rebranding. He's back again on the scene. I'm glad I got this opportunity to interview you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you calling me. What's up, Sonny? Talk to the people. What you got going, baby?
You already know I got some new music in the stash. About to drop this summer. About 20 joints, real bangers, fire, more visuals, more everything. Of course, you know, I'm from the hillside of Harlem. Hillside. I mean, y'all already know we fly, we fresh to death, we get paper. You know what I mean? If you a hater, that's on you. You don't feel bad for me. But we get paper. That's our general speed. But I got some new music coming along. It's gonna be real fire, real dope, real concepts, natural concepts. High level energy, good vibration, all that good shit.
Copy that. Yo, Sonny, you know, for the people that's just coming across this video today, who are you? What do you do? And how long you been doing what you do?
So I've been in the rap game for like 10 years. I'm originally from Harlem, the hillside, born and raised, you know, all type of shit. You know, grew up in the culture, wilding out. I did a lot of crazy stuff when I was young, and I ain't living that now, but I'm telling it in my raps. So more of the pros and cons with the music and shit, like what not to do, what to stay out of, and what, you know, and how you can grow lyrically. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. What got you started with the music career? What influenced you to want to do music?
I ain't even gonna lie. Nas was my main influence. That's the GOAT for me. Nas and Tupac, Big Pun. And Jay-Z, those are like the main influences. And of course we got fam, Joel Santana, he's from our neighborhood.
Of course.
So that inspired me even more. Once he made it, it was like, okay, he can make it. Alright, then, you know, he from our neighborhood. And that gave us more inspiration. Once Joel's blew up, that gave us mad inspiration. So that motivated me even more to start spitting.
Copy that. Copy that. That's what's up. What's your rhymes about, man? I know you mentioned earlier there's no mumble raps. What's your rap style, you know?
Man, I'm hip hop, man.
Okay.
Born and raised, I'm a hip hop baby, man. It's all lyrical though. If you's kind of slow, or you kind of slow, you can't catch it. It might go over your head. It's real lyrical. It's positive stuff, motivational stuff, and it's a little bit of ratchet with a little bit of hood. But it's all blended together. It's like gumbo. Like gumbo sauce, you got everything in it, you know what I mean? That gumbo Creole sauce and shit. So that's pretty much my music, but it's all teachable. Because I'm dropping jewels, I'm dropping lessons, I'm dropping messages within my music. So that's what I convey, that's how my music comes out, you know what I mean?
Copy that. You know, you've been doing this for about 10 years now.
Yeah, 10 years.
What are some lessons that you learned, good and bad, that has helped you on your journey that you could also pass down to somebody that's in your position that wants to, you know, do music or wants to, you know, explore their options in the music industry?
The lessons I learned, a lot of it is timing. It's all about motivation. Like what I learned from watching other artists, like their failures and their ups and downs, I took it as motivation. Like, okay, I can't quit. You know what I mean? I got to keep putting out material because hip hop, it's like if you ain't in the nude now, if you clicking at that moment, you got to keep putting out music. Because you know, hip hop artists or hip hop fans, they get kind of tired if you don't put out your music right away. So you got to be consistent, pretty much consistent and constantly be motivated when it comes to hip hop. And the more you motivate, the more you be consistent with it, the more the fans love you and support you because they see you're on top of it.
Is there anything you wish you didn't do in your career that you would warn other artists coming up not to do?
I say, don't overthink it. Don't wait for anything you do. Don't overthink, don't wait, just do it. And you know, obviously stay away from the negative shit, you know, because at the end of the day, you can't live out your rap, so, you know what I mean? Like, you can't live out your rap, so if you're gonna be still doing that dumb shit, you're gonna fuck up your career. You feel me? You can't be in the streets no more. If you were in the streets, you gotta lay off from the streets. You gotta focus on your craft. Because you can't do the double dutch shit. You can't bounce back and forth. You feel me? You gotta stay in one career. You know what I mean? So playing both sides, you can't do that. So just kind of focus on your career and don't wait for nobody.
Elaborate a little bit more on playing both sides. I think it's important that we let people, even though that, you know, it don't matter what age range, young men, older men, they need to understand the difference between picking a side and being stuck on a side.
Right, you can't play both sides, meaning you can't still be in the streets. If you want to do the rap shit or the singing or whatever, or poetry or whatever, you can't play both sides. You gotta stay on one side. Because you're gonna attract that back to the hip hop. It'll mess up your career, and you might get jammed up. And we got all these examples that happen. Niggas is playing both sides. People playing both sides. You know, want to be the streets, want to be in the streets, and then want to do the hip hop. Can't do that. You know what I mean? That's the advice I give to you. You know what I mean? Like to really like stay on one lane, stay in your lane. You know what I mean?
Dope.
Read on, Jonas.
You know, being from Harlem, who you feel has represented Harlem in the best way, and who do you like right now out of Harlem?
Oh yeah. Jim Jones.
Okay.
That's my nigga.
Okay.
He came a long way, and he's the only one that's really holding Harlem down right now. Like holding Harlem down. And obviously you got Jewels, you got Cam. I wish Cam and Jim Jones shouldn't be fighting. I don't know why they fighting, but you know, that's their business. But Jewels, Jim Jones especially, and who else? And my brother Baz, Big Baz, he was holding it down for a while. He's still doing it. He one of my peers. So yeah, we always represented and put Harlem on the map. We took that around the whole city.
Copy that.
You know what I mean? So.
Do you feel like the beef with Jim Jones and Cameron kind of slowed the music down in Harlem, or do you feel like it doesn't really have an effect? People just gonna do them regardless.
I think it slowed down a little bit because once you got controversy like that, you got a little bit of beef. You know, people will pick sides, right? Everybody picks sides, like because you got a favorite. This is your favorite artist. This is your favorite artist. I mean, people gonna still make their music, but we can do so much more music when we together. You feel me? When we together, we can do so much music and we can motivate each other. So it created a little bit of division. You know what I mean? Real divisive shit. So, you know, once you have that division, everybody picks sides. You know, and once beef happens within the clique or in-house, it creates civil war, and then everybody. It gets messy. It gets real messy.
Copy that. I do want to say shout out to both Cam and Jimmy. These guys are both still successful.
Right.
They still going at it, you know. And a lot of times we, as fans, sometimes we get caught up in the nonsense, but we need to pay attention to the bottom line. And the bottom line is these guys are both thriving in their position. Shout out to Jim Jones. He's been doing this he's come a long way. You know, we've seen his growth, and my man is really putting out hits, and he has the passion, you know, and that's what's up, because a lot of times people get older and they lose that passion, you know, but to still see him with that, it just represents who we are as Harlemites, you know, and that hustle, that grind is still there.
Right, it's still there. And definitely I got to piggyback off what you said, that grind is still there, and that's one thing us Harlemites have. We love to grind, we love to hustle, we love to go outside and get paper. I like to get paper. You know, and I like to see my people get paper, man. Like, I love that shit. You know what I mean? So, the fact of the matter is, like, we gotta motivate each other. We're seeing each other win. We need to bring it back to the old days when we always getting money together. You know what I mean? Because that's, at the end of the day, that's the only way we can lift each other up if the whole community eating. If everybody got stores, everybody got storefronts, everybody got cars. That's how we bring our prominence up as a people. You know, that's side note. Get to know Sonny.
So let me see what else I got for you right here. Can you walk us through your creative process that it takes for you to write a new song, or how does that happen? Does it just come into your mind?
Well, first you got to hear the beat first. Like, the beat is everything. That's the meat and potatoes. And then you build around the beat. You know, obviously concepts. You figure out a hook, a nice little melody because the hook and the melody is really for the people, right? Because they need something to sing to or rap to. And the lyrics, you can put it together more or less based off of the song. You know, whether the song is high energy, high tempo, whether the song is dark, it all depends on the structure of the beat. So I go off of the beat first. So I listen to the beat, I sit down, vibe to it for a minute, and then I start writing. And then it just flows, you know. I write 95% of it, God does the rest. You know what I mean?
5% from God?
5% from God, but he does it all.
Heard you.
But I do 95% of the writing.
Heard you.
So he does it all.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, Sonny, so, you know, being the artist that you are, and with all the music that's coming out and all the different styles, do you ever feel compelled to try to keep up with the times, or do you stay true to your art and who you are?
Right, I stay true to my art at first, because that's how people identify who you are. But I do adjust with the times as far as the sound. So like, I still blend in my own style, but I blend it, well, I'll do the music with a new beat and a style that's relevant now. So the beats change, you know, over the last 10 years. So I do incorporate my own style, but with the new flavor. You know what I mean? The new flavor, the new sound. That's what I do. That's pretty much it. Just merge the two. That's all. I merged the two. That's about it. So I'm on all platforms: Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, all platforms, social media platforms.
They just put in Sonny Lucas and they'll see you.
SUNNYLUCAS.
Is that your real name or is that your rap name?
That's my rap name. You know, we can't keep our government out there. You know what I mean?
Copy that. You know, being from Harlem, anytime you hear the name Sonny, you know, first thing that comes to mind is Paid in Full, the golden child.
The golden child, yeah.
You know, that's what. Brother, I appreciate you today. You know, shout out to my man Sonny Lucas, y'all. If you ever want to find who he is, find more about him, tap into the links below. Sonny Lucas on all platforms. Check his Instagram out, YouTube, Facebook. He's everywhere, y'all. Right. Sonny, any final words for the people?
Hey, listen, life is good in Harlem. You already know. Life is good in Harlem.
Here, you know what I'm saying?
Representing Harlem, Sugarhill to be exact, and Harlem, the whole Harlem, east side, uptown, downtown, no matter, I'm around.
Where in Harlem you from, Sonny?
From Sugarhill, 151st and Broadway.
Okay.
Yeah, you already know Brickway, Broadway.
Damn.
We do.
How was that growing up around all of that? So that's why you was on the corner, huh?
It was
you was
crazy.
outside early.
I was outside at 14. No discretion. Just 14, running amok, hustling for the old timers and shit like that. And then obviously I got addicted to the money. and I like the fact that it took me to different spots, dangerous spots, but it took me to different levels. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen a lot.
What happened to help you make that pivot from the street to hip hop and just to leave it alone?
I ain't even gonna lie, man. I started to educate myself. You know what I mean? I really like self-education. You know, I found myself, so I started knowing myself and knowing this shit was self-destructive. Yeah, this shit was self-destructive, regardless. And God, obviously, you know, made me get out of that situation. And I had to step away from that. You know, I come from drug dealing / gang member. You know, a leader of a gang before, so I had to stop all that. You know, and watching, you know, my family and friends pass away, go to jail, that should have made you slow down too. Because you realize none of this shit makes sense. You know what I mean? There's no rhyme and reason for it. So that's why I had to, like, you know, leave it alone. You focus on family first.
That's what's up. So, Sonny, for the people, that seeing you for the first time once again, they come across your music, what should they expect when they put your music on? How should they expect to feel? What should they expect to hear?
Good vibes, good energy, pure hip-hop. It's just hip-hop at its purest form. Good up-tempo, good vibes, and good energy music. That's what they expect. And I got stories, I got deep stories, I got street stories too sometimes. Pros and cons, what not to do, how to stay out the streets, stay away from it, what to expect. You know what I mean? You can get caught up in the bullshit. Stay away from certain streets.
Now, when you say what to expect, what do you mean by that? Elaborate just a little bit on that. I think it's important.
Yeah, so obviously, if you're in the streets too long, either you're gonna be dead in jail if you're in the streets too long. You gotta watch out for the haters. You gotta watch out for the snakes. You gotta watch out for the double crosses. Because motherfuckers will try to double cross you, especially people you know. So you gotta be careful with that. That's one thing you gotta be careful with. The setup, people can set you up when they don't like you, especially if you're getting money. So they'll try to line you up. So you gotta be careful with that too. So I just tell them, I tell the pros and cons of the shit. You know what I mean?
Copy that. What's the biggest challenge you faced in this music industry so far? Connecting with some of the DJs. Because some of them be on that payola. I like the DJs, but some of them be on that payola. I think that's the biggest challenge, but I got some good DJs I connect with, that I know of. But overall, that's probably the biggest challenge right now. Okay. And I guess this is one of my last questions for you. Looking ahead, what are some goals that you have for the next years, both musically and personally?
Well, I'm working on a little movie I'm trying to do, a little local movie, you know what I'm saying, that's in the works. It's about our life on the hill. So I'm working on that with another filmmaker like yourself.
Nice.
And I'm also working on putting out 2 more albums. But I'm gonna just drop singles for this summer, a lot of singles. 2 more albums, and then going forward, hopefully I'll open up a little boutique, a little store or something.
Okay.
Because on the side, I'm an herbalist. I like natural shit.
Copy that. That's what's up.
I like for us to feel good, look good, our people. So I'm all about juicing and herbal stuff. So I want to do that for my community, for my people. I want to open up a store for my people so they can eat right, drink the right food, and extend their lives for a longer time.
That's what's up, man. Sonny, real quick, where can we find your music at? Give us some of your links.
All right, Sonny Lucas. I'm on all platforms: Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. What's the other joint? Apple Music. I'm on all.
Much blessings, peace and love, my brother. I appreciate you today.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to my man Sonny Lucas, y'all. If you ever want to find who he is, find more about him, tap into the links below. Sonny Lucas on all platforms. Check his Instagram out, YouTube, Facebook. He's everywhere, y'all. Sonny, any final words for the people?
Hey, listen, life is good in Harlem. You already know. Life is good in Harlem.
I don't care what you do, you better get some paper out there, huh? Chip, Sonny. Yeah, got my mind on my money. Yeah, my money on my mind. Yeah, got my mind on my money. Yeah, my money on my mind. Yeah, I'm always on the grind. Yeah, I'm always on the grind. Yeah, got my mind on my money. Yeah, I'm always on the grind. Yeah, I'm always on the grind. Yeah, got my mind on my money. Yeah,
to help clean out your
let 'em
colon.
hate.